About a year ago, in the late summer, early fall of 2008, Headmaster Wilson talked to several of us here at St Albans about his thoughts that we ought to explore the possibility of doing online curriculum work. Several of us put together a grant proposal that we submitted to Lumina Foundation, asking for funds that would enable St Albans to really explore the feasibility of doing online curriculum work.
It's a tool that the boys like to use, that they genuinely enjoy, and that is their language. It's a language they speak that we don't. So I think the motivations for this entire project are multifold. From a simple logistics standpoint, what if the school were to close for 2 weeks? From the sort of greater principle of learning to use technology in a way that the boys already do.
I think our goal is basically to give students an opportunity to really work with technology hands-on within the classroom or at home, to help broaden the curriculum so that students are not simply working with books and paper and pens, but they're also working with technology, which is becoming such a large part of our society today.
Multimedia and video are a good way to learn. We know that. We know that textbooks are effective only for a minority of students. Most students need something that's more interactive, more engaging of the various senses.
We are now teaching a generation of boys in grades 4 through 12 for whom technology and, in a sense, online learning is very much a part of their lives in ways that it was not for most of us who are on the St. Albans faculty.
What we wanted to do was give the students an interactive program to work with at home that would supplement what we do in the classroom. And so the boys will log on to the web page that we've designed, and they'll use their character to go through a map and do some activities that involve tasks from book as well as things that we're teaching in the classroom. So it really does collaborate the literature with the writing activities and even music, in fact.
So I wanted to formulate a standalone curriculum, web-based portal that the boys could use to access those materials.
So for my project, I teach a course, an elective for juniors and seniors called 21st Century Literature. And so for my project, I've tried to build a website for that class and tried to mimic what we do in the classroom as closely as possible. And I want to be able to use it starting this spring as sort of a fully functioning website to enhance our discussions.
I think that initially when we first got the write-up of what the activity would involve, it seemed very technical. And so for people who are not completely computer savvy and definitely have never built web pages, it seemed like something that might be a little scary at first. But when we sat down with Amanda and she talked to us about what would be involved, we started to realize that it was something that was very doable, and we had a lot of help doing it. So it's not like you have to get involved in doing something that you have no idea how to do.
I stumbled across a package for making recordings essentially of what goes on the whiteboard. And I'm sure there are other packages out there. The one that I'm using is called Lecture Scribe, and it's free and it's very easy to use. What I'm writing appears on the video, and what I'm saying appears as the audio soundtrack to accompany it. It's the perfect solution to that problem. So I can record a video with a minimum of fuss, and I can get it down, and I can annotate things if I want to. I can underline things in red. I can add slides. I haven't figured out how to do merges and dissolves yet, but I suppose there's probably a way to do that too. In short, I've got a video production capability that works very well for mathematics and statistics, and I'm completely happy with it.
I don't believe that any of the technology tools that we've researched and worked hard on will ever replace teachers in the classroom. That is where the good and hard work of teaching and learning gets done, is the one-on-one, face-to-face work. But I do believe that it's an important tool in your toolbox, and a really powerful one for children who are learning to speak a language, again, that is foreign to us.
I mean, it's that I basically have a working model at this point. It's not just a test run for me. And so, you know, the best part is probably in about 6 months when I roll this out and finally have all my handouts scanned, and you know, I'll finally be able to have kids posting on a nightly basis on the website. So that's really what I'm most looking forward to.
The best part was probably the 2 or 3 days when the Simpsons Paradox video was in production. I got so excited about it, I literally worked day and night until it was finished. I had a script. The script was way too long, so I had to prune down the script. Then I shot the script, and I reshot it. Eventually I got something that I was happy with, and I posted it. And then I went through some cleanup of the titles, which took much longer than I thought it would take. But when it was all finished, I was pretty happy with the product, and I even got a note from a fan, an online fan. So I thought that was a big success.
The best part, I believe, for us is truly the collaborative effort of working together. There are times in my 25, 30 plus years of teaching that you feel alone when you're teaching with your group of kids. In this project, I didn't feel alone. I felt like I had, you know, my co-teachers' ideas and their support. So the collaborative side of working together on a project is probably the top of the list.
I really believe deep down that whether you like it or not, online, electronic, distance learning is coming. It is the language of these children. It is not a language that we speak natively. So we need to learn. If you want to get into their lives, if you want to get into their heads, this is an important tool. So it's something that if I want to be a better teacher, and if I want to teach for the next 30 years, God willing, this is a tool that I need to have. Who knows what we're going to be doing 30 years from now? And if I don't start learning now, I may be out of the ball game in 30 years.